Cinema Heads, and today I'm joined by JP, and we are reviewing The Raid 2. If you haven't checked out the review for The Raid Redemption, which is the first one, Gabe and Matt did that one, so if you haven't checked it out, you guys need to watch that one for sure, because this is a direct sequel.
Yes, direct
right
sequel.
after the first one. So with that being said, JP, you're good with names, so go ahead and get in there.
So, again, this is an Indonesian film, just like the other movies that we've reviewed, like The Raid and The Night Comes For Us.
Amazing.
This movie also stars Iko Uwais, who is in both of those movies as well. He plays Rama in this one. And it has Yayan Ruhian, who plays Prakoso in this film.
He plays Mad Dog in the first one, so he plays like two different characters. Mm-hmm. He's amazing.
And then there is Arifin Putra, who plays Yuko, who's basically the other main character. Yeah, he's like the lead protagonist.
There's like a couple of lead protagonists in here. It's kind of weird because they mentioned some names in the first movie, and then you don't really see those guys. Like I think it's Riza is one of the names, and there's a Biju. I think is another one, but Yuko is like you see him the most in this movie.
Yeah. But we'll get into that a little bit more later. Is directed by Gareth Evans, who also directed the original Raid movie.
Yep. So. And this movie was 2.5 hours long.
It was really long for this type of movie.
Yeah, the first one was like 1 hour and 40 minutes. So they like really... I don't mind that it was that long because I love this movie, both movies. But like we said earlier, it's a direct sequel. So literally right after the first one, this is where this one starts.
Yeah, it picks up right where it ends.
Right, so they leave the building. He's got one of the soldiers with him that the ear blown off, and then he has the other guy. I can't remember his name.
The main lieutenant, yeah.
Right, the one that freaking gets him in the building and messes everything up for them. It literally starts right after they leave. So what I kind of want to do is, JP's seen them both, correct? I've seen these movies like 100 times. The main reason why I'm making them watch it because we reviewed The Night Comes For Us, and everyone was like, wow, the movie is great. I was like, oh, really? Well, these movies are even better. So when you compare the first one to this one, which one do you think is better and why?
I like the first one better, the first Raid movie. The main reason why is because, honestly, it had a simpler story, and it was basically all about the police raid on the building.
Right. That was a very simple
all of the action and everything that took place in there is basically all about that. The second movie, it tries really hard to work into a huge storyline of something bigger that's going on and stuff like that, but in like a bigger crime world, I guess you could say. But I think it just tries too hard, and it takes kind of the focus away from the action and the martial arts, which is really what you take away from the very first movie. And that's obviously, of course, what you take away from the second movie too, is more of the action martial arts parts. The storyline just kind of there in the background, and to me, it shouldn't have been the main focus, even though that's what they tried to focus on.
Yeah, the first one, it literally starts. It's just action from beginning to end. Very simple story. The special ops or whatever go into a building, try to take a guy down and work their way up the building. This one, it tried to like you said, it was trying to tell like a bigger story in a bigger world. And what happens is Rama, Iko Uwais, is not like obviously he's the main character, but there's a lot of parts in the movie that he's not even in. Like I said, Yuko is in a lot of the parts. His dad is in a lot of the parts. There's way more characters in this one than there was in the other one. Even the guy who plays Mad Dog in the first one, who plays a different character in this one, they had like a little side story with him that...
Yeah, because that was kind of what drew away from it for me too, is because you have Rama's story going on, which is the main storyline, and then you have Prakoso, who kind of comes in halfway through the movie, but then they kind of give him a backstory and then lead into his part too, and that kind of made the movie a lot longer, dragged it out.
It was almost like an excuse just to have that kid, because he was so popular in the first one, to have him in this one, just to have him in fight scenes. Because really, he had 2 fight scenes, and then that was it. So, like JP said, it took away from Rama's character, who's supposed to be like the main character. I mean, you get, if you watch the first one, he says goodbye to his wife, who's pregnant in the first one, and then the second one, they touch base on that just real quick. So, like, if you want to know more about his backstory or just him trying to get through all this craziness, you don't really get to see that very much. But the one thing that was amazing, that was not as good as the first one, I guess, but the action in this one, it's still super intense, super gory, super violent. Like, it was amazing.
Yeah, Iko Uwais is amazing. Like, in every movie I've seen him in, just his martial arts skill, everything he does, he's just great.
Yeah.
So
he reminds me of, just if I'm just going off of, I'm not the expert, but I do watch a crap ton of martial arts movies. He reminds me of Tony Jaa a little bit, minus all the crazy stunts, but just as far as like hand-to-hand combat, like he's fast. He looks like a ballet dancer sometimes, the way he moves, hops from one spot to another, and it just like looks amazing on film.
To me, and this might be a little bit bold to say, but honestly, like, you have your historic martial artists like Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee, all these amazing guys, and of course Jet Li, and then Tony Jaa that you mentioned. I honestly feel like Iko Uwais and Joe Taslim, who's been in the other movies as well, he's in the first Raid, and The Night Comes for Us. I honestly kind of feel like they could be the next guys to carry on the tradition of these martial arts kind of masters, and they could really push it to that level. They're that good to where they could continue on that.
Oh, Donnie Yen is in that discussion too. He's amazing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I guess you would have to see the first one in order to like understand what's going on in the second one. But like we said, the story kind of takes away it's a long story. It's a really long story. And but I have to say there's a couple memorable fights in this one. Again, I brought this up in the Night Comes for Us. If you haven't seen it, definitely check out that review. But these guys always have like memorable characters, because in this one, the guy who plays Mad Dog is in this. He's great. And then we have a girl with hammers, and then a guy with a baseball bat, and then there was another guy that he just uses these like little knives. And the fight scenes with those are towards the end, and those fight scenes are just amazing. Like Rama goes into the building. It's like kind of towards the end. It's like the kind of big climax of the movie, and he's just fighting off all these dudes by himself. And he fights with this girl with the hammers and the guy with the baseball bat, and then the dude with the knives right after. And these fight scenes are just crazy.
They're some of the best I've seen in any recent movies, for sure. Again,
I don't know if they're better than the first one, because I think in the first one, Rama's fight with his brother and the guy who plays Mad Dog, that fight was intense. And I don't know if any of these are as good as that, but they're still amazing. So with that being said, we both feel like it's not as good as the first one.
Not quite. I mean, it's still definitely a great movie, but...
Yeah, you should definitely check it out, just to complete the story. The ending kind of bothers me, too, because it just kind of ends. And I wanted to see maybe him getting back to his family, just something to close it out. I heard that, like, back when it came out, because this movie was done in 2015?
2014.
2014. There was rumors that they were going to do a third one, and I don't think it's ever
materialized, but it's still kind of something that's out there, like it might happen. So.
Which I hope so, because I want to see something. Because that ending didn't do it for me, like at all.
But like I said, the main thing too is not only is the story a lot more bigger in the second movie, but it almost kind of doesn't feel like there's anything connecting the first movie to the second movie other than the character of Rama.
Right.
So I would kind of like to see the third movie kind of wrap all of that together at the end too, and I think that would be great.
Yeah. So with that being said, we'll get into our rating system, and I thought the first Raid movie was a 10, just based off of just pure action. When you watch an action movie, I mean, whether it was the guns, the martial arts, it was just like everything was rolled into one, and it was like perfect. I'm gonna give this one an 8. Because like I said, the movie was really probably too long. I'm probably going to cut some stuff out. And I just wanted to see more Rama. And we got a lot of other characters that weren't really that interesting, to be honest with you. So I give it an 8.
I mean, I'd agree with you on the first Raid movie. I'd definitely give that a 10. I thought that movie was just excellent, very well done. The Raid 2, I would probably give it I would say about a 7-ish.
7?
Yeah. Again, the action and everything was great. Iko Uwais is great. Just the story was way too much and took away from the martial arts and the action, and really just needed to be simplified. The first one had it like perfect with the story. So.
Oh yeah, simple. So with that being said, there's another movie on Netflix. So in the comments, let us know if you want to see it. But there's a movie called Headshot. It's got Iko Uwais in that one also. Let us know if you guys want us to review that one. I think we're going to regardless. These guys haven't seen it. I've seen it a couple times, so I'm trying to get these guys to watch a lot of foreign films, you know. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and this video's boom done.
You have just watched the Cinema Heads, that movie channel where they review things. If you liked it, please give us a thumbs up, share it, watch us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and always hit that subscribe button and notification button. This is Greg Stabutsky, and I'm out.
Are you ready? He's like, okay, I got this. Hey everyone,
Boo! That's what you get.
Bye.